Hey guys, Santa here, and I brought some Pokemon, but today I brought something special. We're not cracking packs. We're going to be going over the Charizard EX League Battle deck. Now, for anyone unfamiliar, this is a fully pre-constructed deck. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be sleeving it up and talking about it. Now, if you are a parent who has a child who is interested in Pokemon, interested in the Pokemon trading card game, this is an excellent product. This is definitely one of the things you want to be looking for. It has burn and poison markers. That's not what's going to get you excited though. What's cool about this is straight up ready to go, ready to play right out of the package, and we're going to show you that today. So, with these League Battle decks, you do get a little bit of an insert here, which is nice. Gives you some ideas on how to upgrade your deck. However, as I've previously stated, this deck is ready to play straight out of the box. This is like the Nintendo Switch of Pokemon cards. So, we are going to crack into it today and show you guys what makes this so special. Kind of talk about the deck, talk about how it plays, and yeah, we'll just kind of explain what's going on. You'll see that I have some sleeves here ready. These are Ultra Pro Eclipse in black. Personally, the black is not my favorite color for these sleeves, only because the front is black, and these are really nice because they have front and back designs. Anyhow, very nice sleeves, keep your cards in good shape. That's not what we're on about today. We are on about the actual deck itself, so we're going to sleeve them up as we go through them. If you like anything you see, definitely leave a like on the video so other people can see it. This is very important stuff, you guys. If you love what you see, drop a sub. We open Pokemon cards all the freaking time. They're not always decks, but sometimes they will be. This one is a Charizard EX Darkness Terra deck. This is super, super fun. This has been... Now, if you've been following along on the channel, you know I'm not the biggest Charizard fan in the world, but this Charizard EX has actually been one of my favorite decks recently. This thing is super cool, attaches energy very quickly, it's very easy to play, very straightforward, does you a lot of favors. So we'll set that guy back there. I'll actually review our dice real quick. Again, for the parents, these dice are actually very important because they have numbers, not just 1 through 6, so you can count the amount of damage on your Pokemon. It's very important. Now, it comes with a little deck box. I personally will not be using this deck box because we're going to be putting our thing into a sleeve set, so it won't really work that well. I'm curious as to why this guy was included, because there's nothing within it. In the Gardevoir EX League deck, or League Battle deck, this actually contained your dice. So I'm not really sure what the blank is here. Now, for those of you who are not parents and who do play Pokemon, here's a code card for you. This will let you play the Charizard EX Battle deck online, give you every single card you see within here, which is super, super cool. Again, this deck is very fun and very good. So being able to play it on PTCG, Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, if you didn't know, is very, very nice. Because again, Charizard deck, very good. Everyone loves Charizard. If you have anyone in your family who loves Charizard, good luck. It's all downhill from here. Now, what's really, really cool about this is, again, it is ready to play straight out of the box. It contains Pidgeot EX. This is one of the most important cards in a Charizard deck because it allows you once per turn to just search for any card you need, any piece you're looking for. Sorry about that, my camera died, so we had to swap. But Pidgeot EX is really, really nice because, again, it lets you search your card or your deck for any card you may need, really increasing your consistency, really increasing that emphasis on ready to play out of the box. Now, Prime Catcher, super, super cool. I'm really excited that they included this. It's crazy to see an Ace Spec card in a deck like this. You can only play one Ace Spec in your deck, which is why they only give us one. But what makes Prime Catcher so good, there's a card called Boss's Orders that we actually might see within here, I'm not sure. There's a card called Boss's Orders that switches your opponent's benched Pokemon with their active. Prime Catcher does the same thing, but it also lets you switch one of your Pokemon. So it's very, very powerful, it's disruptive, but it also allows you to further your plays. Now, rolling through the cards. They give us Charmanders, of course. Can't have a Charizard without Charmanders. They give us rare candies. Now, what's nice about the rare candy, I have talked about this plenty. This is a card that allows you to take one of your basic Pokemon in play and skip the stage 1 and evolve it straight to stage 2. So you can have a Charmander, use Rare Candy, go straight to a Charizard, you skip the Charmeleon, you skip the hassle, the hustle, the bustle, all the shenaniganry. It's good, trust me, it's good. Alright, next we roll into Iono, which is super good card. I've talked about this card many a time. Each player shuffles their hand and puts it into the bottom of the deck. If you did so, you draw cards equal to the amount of prize cards you have. This can be disruptive to your opponent if they're running ahead of you, or this can be just good to keep your resources flowing while also keeping your resources so you don't discard them, you shuffle them back to your deck. Now, Ultra Ball, phenomenal card. This lets you discard 2 cards from your hand, bit of a steep cost, but you search any Pokemon in your deck that you want. Anything you want. Which is super powerful. Can let you search your Charmanders if you choose to. It'll let you search your Charizard EXs so you can evolve into them. Basic Fire Energy. You gotta run Fire Energy in a Fire deck. Now, what's also really neat about this deck, this pre-constructed specifically, it includes copies of Artisan, which is very good. This, once during each player's turn, that player may search their deck for a basic Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box. So this will let you search your Pidgeys, this will let you search your Charmanders, put them straight to your bench, you shuffle your deck, you move on with your life. Now, Boss's Orders. This is the card I was talking about earlier. Switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon to the active spot. Why is this a good card? If your opponent's trying to set up their evolution Pokemon, you can use Boss's Orders. You can swap them from your opponent's bench to the active slot. If they haven't got fully to their evolution Pokemon, their HP is going to be pretty low. So Boss's Orders gives you an opportunity to knock them out before they can start actually gaining any traction, which will let you take prize cards, which is how you win the game. Now, Moltres is actually really neat in this deck. I haven't seen a whole lot of lists running Moltres. I'm not really sure why they take it out. I guess it has to be the retreat cost. Personally, I will probably remove this Moltres in order to run Pecharunt EX. It's a very fun way to upgrade this deck. What that card does is if you have a dark Pokemon on your bench, Pecharunt EX will let you move that dark Pokemon to the active slot for free. You don't have to pay any retreat costs. However, that Pokemon will be poisoned. That's not that great, but you can use that in combination with a card called Binding Mochi out of Shrouded Fable, which allows the poisoned Pokemon to do 40 more damage. So that's putting your Burning Darkness at an absolutely crazy amount of damage. Now, moving on to what's actually in this deck, we have the Charmeleon. This is a great Pokemon as far as mid-stages go. You prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. So if this guy's just sitting on the bench, and your opponent has an effect that says place blank damage counters on your opponent's benched Pokemon, they can't do it to Charmeleon. Very nice, keeps them safe, keeps you in good position to move forward to get into your Charizard. Got another basic Fire Energy, and now we get into the fun stuff. So this is Technical Machine Evolution. This is one of my personal favorite cards. This is really nice for an evolution-based deck. So this is a Pokemon tool. So you will attach this to a Pokemon, and the Pokemon this card's attached to can use the attack on this card. You still need the energy required. In this case, it's just one basic energy, so it can be any energy you like. Fire, dark, fighting, doesn't matter. But if you use this attack while this is equipped to a Pokemon, you choose up to 2 of your benched Pokemon, and for each of those, you search your card for a deck that evolves from that Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. Then shuffle your deck. This lets you evolve 2 of your Pokemon from deck on your turn. Absolutely bonkers. Love this card. I'm not sure if my Charizard list will end up playing it, just because I really would like to play Evolution in my Alakazam deck that I've been building. Definitely stay tuned for that. We got a Pidgey at 50 HP. This allows us to get into our Pidgeot, of course. It has Call for Family, which searches 2 basic Pokemon from your deck, puts them straight to bench. Not the world's greatest, but if you have nothing else, then you can start filling up your bench. Got a Pidgeotto. Nothing super exceptional about this Pidgeotto, other than that it lets us get a Pidgeot EX. Turns a Pidgey to a Pidgeot EX. Now, this next card, Professor's Research. This card's very good. If nothing else, this card is a +5 You discard your entire hand, bit of a steep cost, but if you only have one card in your hand, you only discard one, so this is very good in certain situations. And you draw 7 cards. That's a lot of cards to have in your hand, it's very good. This is one of the best cards in the deck. This is kind of what makes it tick. This is Buddy Buddy Poffin. You will see this in almost every deck running around. You search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, 70 HP or less, throw them straight to your bench. No fuss, no muss. Just a straight up +1. You trade Buddy Buddy Poffin into 2 Pokemon. Now Arven is another absolutely crazy one. So Arven pairs actually very well with the Buddy Buddy Poffin. So Arven searches your deck for an item card and a Pokemon tool. Reveals them, put them in your hand, shuffle your deck. So you can search your deck for a Buddy Buddy Poffin and a Technical Machine Evolution. So you use Buddy Buddy Poffin, start loading up Charmanders. The evolution will of course evolve them into Charmeleons, just accelerating your rate. Now this guy, another one of the best cards in the deck. Every card in this deck is the best card in the deck. This is Rare Candy. You choose one of your basic Pokemon in play. In this deck it would be a Pidgey or a Charmander. And instead of putting a Stage 2 Pokemon, or a Stage 1 to evolve it, you go straight to Stage 2. So what does that mean? You skip Charmeleon, or you get to skip your Pidgeotto. You go straight from Charmander to Charizard, or you go straight from Pidgey to Pidgeotto EX, or to Pidgeot EX. Phenomenal, phenomenal card. You will see Rare Candy basically in every 2-stage evolution deck you'll ever find. Ultra Ball, I believe we already went over. You discard 2, search for 1. Iono, I believe we went over. If not, you shuffle your hand to the bottom of the deck. Draw cards equal to your prize cards. Fire energies, of course. Burn through those real quick. Got the Charmeleons. Now, you don't need to play a bunch of Charmeleon in this deck. But as far as Pidgeotto goes, most people don't actually run it, solely because you do have the rare candies. So being able to skip that middle stage, a lot of times you just don't even bother with it. Now, this guy, super rod. Shuffle up to 3 of any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from your discard into your deck. This just lets you keep your pieces alive. One of your Pokemon gets knocked out, say your Charizard gets knocked out, you can shuffle your Charizard and all energy attached to it into the deck. Sort of. You could shuffle 2. More often than not, that will be all of your energy. Now, we also have a switch card. This is basically half of what Prime Catcher back there does. So I described it as boss's orders, being able to switch their stuff. Switch switches your stuff. Switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. Super nice, super easy. In Pokemon, you have to pay retreat costs for your active Pokemon if you want to swap them. So having a switch is just a nice way to not lose your energy cards. Alright, Defiance Band. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, the attacks of this Pokemon this card is attached to do 30 more damage. Very strong, just a quick little 30 on top of stuff. And I mean, technically it's best when you're falling behind, but that's a card that can have just generic decent value because it'll make your opponent think twice about trying to get ahead in the game if they can't seal it up. The Iono, of course. Fire energy. Another Charmander. Another rare candy. They do include multiples of the Moltres, which is cool. A lot of times with more niche cards like that, you would only typically see one of them in a deck. So it is nice to see a little bit more love. If you'll excuse me, we'll burn through the last bit of this. So we've already seen all of these cards, so we're just gonna quickly sleeve them up. So we have a Charizard deck. Ultra Ball, got another evolution. I believe they include 2 within this deck, which is super, super nice. Again, it's just nice to be able to evolve your Pokemon, but it's also good to have multiple copies of things for Arven to search. This guy right here. So I don't really have as much to talk about as we've reached the end, but yeah, this is a super stellar deck. Again, And it's got a lot of Moltres, which I don't know if you really need that many. But you got them. Got our Charmanders, got our Charmeleons. I will say it is really nice. So we went over this with the Gardevoir EX deck. It was nice that they included the Charmeleon that most people would typically like to play in the Gardevoir EX deck. The Curlia included is not typically what is considered to be good, I guess, or the better option. Now, if you watch the Gardevoir EX deck, that was dressed up in Pokemon sleeves, and you can just hear just how smooth and quiet these Ultra Pro Eclipse ones are. And that is why I love these so much. Let's see. Take 6 out for prize. I mean, you can make this work, please. Alright guys, this has been the Charizard EX League Battle Deck, and it has been super, super fun. Again, this is a phenomenal product for anyone looking for a gift for a Pokemon player in their life. If you got someone who's interested in Pokemon TCG, this is a beautiful, perfect product because, again, it gives you a fully ready-to-play Pokemon deck right there in your hands. And this one, even a cool one, got Charizard EX, everybody's favorite. Alright, you guys. I've been Santa. This has been the Charizard EX League Battle Deck. And you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.